Out of these two Lego sets, which one is better? And I'm going to have to say the... Hey guys, this is JP's LEGO Reviews. Today, I'm going to compare the LEGO Creator Expert James Bond DB5 set with set number 10262, comparing it to the LEGO Creator Expert Ford Mustang set with set number 10265. So, we're going to compare today the displayability, realism, the value proposition, and the building experience of these two sets. So let's break it down. Now, when it comes to the displayability of these two sets, it's quite close since they are both very displayable sets, but it comes down to one thing: options. The reason why the Ford Mustang is a better set to display is simply because you can display it in a bunch of different ways. You can remove a hood scoop and add a new piece. You can change the way that the bumpers feel. You can lift the back rims or the back tires if you want to do that. You can remove the wing on the back. Meanwhile, with the Aston Martin, you can't really change the look except for changing the number plates. And if you saw my review, then you know that the number plate changing system is actually quite terrible here. But with this out of the way, let's move on to the next category. Now, when it comes to the realism factor of these two sets, both of these Lego sets are quite realistic. So I'm going to just give it a straight draw. The reason why is they're both very realistic. They both are very similar to what they're trying to be, either the James Bond DB5 or the Ford Mustang. And they both keep to the design of the original manufacturer's car, and apart, there's really nothing else to say except they're equally realistic to each other. But now, let's move on to the value proposition of these two sets. Now, when it comes to the value proposition, it's quite an easy comparison. The reason why is because of one thing. Simply, the Mustang offers you better features than the Aston Martin DB5, and it's quite a bit larger. Now, the original price for the James Bond DB5 in Australia was $230 and the Mustang was $200. But even at $250, it's kind of now on par on value, but I'm going to give it a slight win to the Mustang simply because of the price where I bought it from. Well, it's a far better value. It's a bigger set, it has more pieces, and the functions here work. Meanwhile, the Aston Martin's functionality doesn't really work that well, and it's a bit smaller. But even at a $20 increase, you're getting a lot more than just, marginal percent more better value. So still, the Mustang is a slightly better value than the Aston Martin DB5. But now, let's move on to the building experience of these two sets. Now, when it comes to the building experience of these two Lego sets, the best building experience here is actually both of them. They're both pretty equal here. It's basically the same way building it from one way to another. There's no real differentiator when it comes to building these two sets. With James Bond, you get more Easter eggs to the movies, but also with the Ford Mustang, I'd say it has better functionality simply because the functions here work. And it's a physically larger set. And because there's no real differentiating factor that is substantial enough to grant either one or the other the point here, they are both equal in this aspect. But now, let's go on to my final thoughts on these two sets. Now, what are my final thoughts on this comparison right here? Well, if you saw maybe 30 seconds before this now, you would have seen that I had lights on the Mustang, but just as an FYI, that came from a light kit. It's not included in the set, that's why I didn't mention it in the comparison. But out of these two Lego sets, which one is better? And I'm going to have to say the Mustang is the winner of a comparison. The reason why is it's more displayable and the value proposition is slightly better. Now, what makes the Mustang a great set in general is the fact that it's a very good size. You get to change the way it looks, and the functionality here works perfectly. Meanwhile, with the Aston Martin, it's actually a pretty poor value for money, even at 230 Australian dollars, even though it's retired. And it looks good, but the looks combined with the poor functionality do make the Mustang a better set to buy. And if you're not too sure what Lego set you should buy, either the Mustang or the Aston Martin, I highly recommend the Mustang because it's simply a fantastic build. Now, let me know what your thoughts are down below on this comparison. What Lego set would you choose? If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more content just like this, then please subscribe. I hope you guys have an awesome day and keep building.